Something that people don't really know about me. My mom was literally just like listening on the radio and she was like, oh, this seems like a pretty good opportunity. They have something called like the loan calculator. It like calmed me down. Like it made me see, okay, these guys actually like know what they're doing and they're like quite transparent. I think I would say the most surprising thing was how many different nationalities were here. When it came to building trust with Passage, the fact that like they keep up with you. So some advice I have to trust the process, and it's not as scary as it seems. My name is Deborah Kobu. I come from Ghana. I'm currently studying Construction Engineering Technician Diploma at George Brown College. So in Ghana, I come from Somanya. That's where my dad comes from. My mom is a Ghana, so she's from, I think, Usu. Yeah, but we're patrilineal, so I come from Somanya. The reason I came to Canada was a little bit of two reasons. So the first one being that I do have family here, like more family here than I do in the US. So it would be easier to sort of assimilate here than I did there. You could be able to get help from family members if you need it. Also, if you feel a little bit homesick, you know, there's someone like around the corner for you, yeah. Don't quote me on this, but I feel like Canadians are like generally like nicer and more like accommodating for like international perspectives and views. Like one thing I really liked that sort of like shocked me a bit was how diverse the people, like truly diverse the people are here. Like you could see someone from Cuba, someone from India, someone from Kenya. I was a Ghanaian coming from a different country, but you also feel a sort of like camaraderie because like there's so many other people coming from other places as well. For me, not a lot of things are surprising because before this, I do have like other experiences like elsewhere. So like for my undergrad, I studied undergrad abroad as well. So I've had like different, I've had exposure to different cultures. So nothing was as surprising. But I think I would say the most surprising thing was how many different nationalities were here. One thing that I really liked when I saw the George Brown program was the fact that they have like so many different options and the fact that it's actually centered in the city. So you get to actually like be practical with the things that you're learning. So guys can't see this right now, but people are actually here like surveying around me. So this is also like one of the things that I do in class. So you get the chance to learn it theoretically and then also apply it practically. Like I said before, I'm studying Construction Engineering Technician. It's a diploma program. And so far it has been like really good. We have done like the first half of the semester. I think the professors are very friendly. The classes are like small, so like you all get to like interact with each other. Also like the like wealth of like opportunities that are here as well, because like George Brown has a wide like network in Toronto itself. So like even one of our professors was telling us before, I think somewhere last week, that we should make sure to like go to fairs and stuff, because a lot of these people coming back are even old George Brown students who like when you go and like you get to know them more, like that network like improves. The course, I won't say it has been 100% easy because I studied architecture before, but now it's like construction engineering. So while there is stuff in it that I do know, it's been very eye-opening with like teaching me like the things behind what I know. So I'm learning construction methods and materials. So as an architect, you would like design like maybe a building. You would want your wall to be like maybe made of wood and like have some like ceramic details. But with the construction methods and materials class, we're learning like what like specific kinds of wood are best for like which scenarios, for example. So I would know that I would need like this particular specification. So I'm learning like the actual things that would even feed into like my design practice. So I have many different interests that is sort of part of my general like career path that I'm doing. So construction and like architecture is just one part of it, but I'm also interested in like music, I'm interested in craft, I'm interested in writing. Coming to George Brown, like through Passage, has like opened my eyes to the fact that I don't just have to do like one thing. So like seeing all the other people that are also like exploring other things that I am interested in, even like gives me like more vim to like put more effort into what I'm doing now, so that maybe a year later or like 2 years later, I could come back to George Brown again and take like maybe a jewelry making class, because I know that they have that now and they have all of those things, which is something like I hadn't thought about before, because I was like one track mind with like getting here. But once I did, I realized I also fed into like my other interests as well. Tomorrow is November 1st and it's NaNoWriMo. So for those who don't know what NaNoWriMo is, it's the National November Writers Month. So for the entire month, you set a goal to write 50,000 words for a novel. So like I said, I have like different career paths. One of them is to be like a writer. So every year, this is my 3rd year doing it. Wow. So they say third time's the charm. So hopefully this year, like I get to the 50,000 words. So this one, it's a poetry compilation. So I'm calling it pamphlets of poems past. So I've written certain things like in certain notebooks and everywhere around. So my goal for this month's NaNoWriMo is to compile all of that and like end up with a very nice little anthology, if you will, of poems that I've written. Even though like I'm like fully like well-traveled and stuff, I'm only actually 100% fluent in English. So like with other things, I have like many different like languages that I'm very, very novice at. But like my one like language is English, which is strange because you're like, oh, you're from Ghana, what to say? Don't you understand Tree? I'm like, but yeah, that's just like a fun fact. I'm learning Ga, Tree, Korean, Russian, Spanish, Danish, German. Yeah. So like, which I guess like it's understandable why they're all so novice, because I'm doing so many at the same time. But yeah. So I discovered it through, there are these people in Ghana called Astolink that we discovered it through. So it was actually very like, I feel like it was sort of like fate or like planned out, because my mom was literally just like listening on the radio and Astolinks was giving like their spiel on Passage and all of that. And she was like, oh, this seems like a pretty good like opportunity. Like it seems like the best one we have come across so far in terms of like funding higher education. So we looked into it, we called them and they were very responsive with us as well. Like immediately, like we set up a meeting and then they told us everything about Passage and how it works. So after that, I like to like go deeper into things like when I hear. So I also went and did my own research about Passage. So I Googled the website and I was really impressed with like what I saw, and like a lot of the, I guess even people before me who did something like this, like seeing those videos and stuff like encouraged me to like take a gamble for it. Yeah. I think it was very streamlined. A lot of the information is there. So you don't feel sort of like out of your depth. Like if you want to find something, like the website itself is like very pretty. So kudos to whoever designed it. So like if you needed something, you could find it. And they have something called like the loan calculator, which was also very helpful because a lot of the time you would have programs like advertising something, but you don't really get to know like the nitty-gritty details. So in this loan calculator, like you could choose what program you wanted to do, and then you would get like, if you wanted to do tuition and living expenses, and then they even broke it down as to how much you would pay each month and what that even meant. So it was very like encouraging and very like, it like calmed me down. Like it made me see, okay, these guys actually like know what they're doing and they're like quite transparent, which is something that's important coming from where I am. When it came to building trust with Passage, what I liked was the fact that, because I like to dig into things a lot, and like I like to ask like certain questions that usually don't come up. They weren't withholding with information, and where they didn't have the answer, like they would always like refer me to someone else who did. And it wasn't on a like some sort of like type in a question on the internet or something. It was actual people that you found yourself interacting with. So it made me feel like less of a statistic and more like someone who they're actually like trying to help. So that went a long way with building trust with Passage, yeah. After I came here, Passage has been, I think, even like more hands-on now than before, I think, because I think it's also because they view me as an investment, like an important investment. So if you see someone like that, you would obviously like put effort into them. And we have like people who have been assigned to us, like specifically, shout out to Inara. Hi. They call sometimes and like check in with me, like not just with like the loan and stuff, but like how is life in general. And it helps to like feel more like accepted and like more at home here, and feel like, okay, even if like maybe I'm feeling lonely or whatever, I have like Inara in my corner over there who's like cheering me on, you know. It's been very helpful and it's been very like touching, and I love that about Passage, the fact that like they keep up with you with like various aspects of your life as well. So some advice I have for other like Ghanaians like me or other international students who want to take this leap, I would say to trust the process and know that it does work, and it's not as scary as it seems. Because sometimes when we think about loans, there's like the whole, oh my God, I'm going to be paying this for how long and stuff. Like, think about it like there's like steps in life, right? It's just another step towards what it is that you ultimately want to do. So if you have like your end goal in mind, just know that this is just another step to that goal. So it's not scary. Thousands of people have done it before you, and thousands of people will do it after you. So you're sort of becoming part of this like constant like cycle. So just trust the process. Just like thank you and God bless you, because without you, I wouldn't be here right now. So I'm very grateful.